Hello, I'm Jeff Crenshaw.
And I'm Ben Eastman.
And you're listening to
Heavy
Set, Go. Again, Alan didn't show up again. It's kind of typical of him. But, you know who did show up? Alan's wife. No, not the legendary Sydney Drinkwater, his film wife.
Such a great last
Myra
name.
Wicks. She is an actress, as you may have figured out, since I called her his film wife, and a marijuana activist. Welcome, Myra Wicks.
Thank you, Jeff and Ben, for having me on your show today.
It's lovely to have you here in my humble abode.
Your humble abode?
My humble abode away from home.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Right?
That's fair enough. So, you wanted to say something?
Oh, you don't have plot points?
No, so you did your first session of ADR for Truffle Runners. How was that?
That was very interesting. It was fun. We laughed a lot during the scene of me, eating chocolate. That was fun.
Hey, X&A on the spoilers, eh?
Yeah, right. That's why I didn't say anymore.
Oilers stay.
Wait, you're saying she eats chocolates
X&A on the Oilers
in
stay.
a movie about chocolate running?
It's Truffle Runners.
Okay.
You ruined the twist.
Someone's got to eat the fucking chocolates around here. You ever seen that movie Chocolat?
No.
Yes.
I don't know if I have.
I
Do
have.
they eat a lot of
Is it
chocolate?
good?
I don't remember most of the movie.
I feel like if you've got a movie centered around chocolates, someone's got to eat the chocolates around here. And if there's any person who can do it and look what is Rusty doing? Did he just get some chocolate?
I thought he was getting some chocolate.
That's the he's been trademark people getting distracted by animals.
Yep, that's me, always.
But what were you saying?
What I was going to say is that, who better to eat chocolates than the best actress on the planet?
Whatever.
Myra Wicks.
Why, thank you.
Andrea Wicks.
What?
Is that your middle name?
No, my name is not Myra Andrea.
Wait, give us the first letter.
Okay, well, I have two middle names.
What?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
That's hard.
Myra Bessie Ann Wicks.
What?
Myra Tiffany Gretchen Wicks.
Myra Oceana Grace Wicks.
Myra Wicks.
Myra Scooby-Doo Wicks.
No.
Wait, what was the character that she's played a few times in films? You had the same
Belle's
name?
mom.
Bell's mom.
Myra Bell's mom. Wicks.
I've actually wrote a part for her, Belle's mom, in a script I just that I'm working on the second draft for
He's
now.
So
continuing
how
the
many
theme.
Bell's moms have you been?
Two.
Two,
so far.
possibly three. When
Possibly
he makes-
three now, yeah.
Other
Must-
filmmakers, you got to keep this alive. She needs to be Belle's mom forever.
Oh, God.
All right.
That theme will kill me. No?
It's Belle's mom.
Well, I guess it depends on if it's a horror movie, huh?
So you're Belle's mom two other times. So when else were you Belle's mom?
I was Belle's mom for a short part for Runaway Highway.
And that
sounds
Stephen
cool.
Poole.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's Stephen Poole, and
Right.
he hasn't screened that yet, but I know he's planning on doing that sometime soon.
I thought that I saw that Myra's going to Runaway Highway, the screening.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like that had already happened.
No, the screening was going to happen, and then he had to cancel it, and then
Oh, that sucks.
now he's going to reschedule it. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but I'll let you guys know when it does.
Nice.
And the other Belle's mom, I honestly am thinking in my head, I don't know, so it must not have been something that I can't believe I don't remember.
Look it up on IMDb.
I will.
That's funny. I was actually going to bring up her IMDb while I was
That's hilarious
here,
that
just
I
so I
even-
could point out certain things.
Well, at least you guys know that I am not a conceited actress, because otherwise I would know every single little detail.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm the same way because and Jeff always calls me out. I hardly remember anything. Like Jeff will say a quote. And I'm like, yeah, what's that from? And he's like, your movie. I'm like, oh. Or he'll sing like a lyric out of a song and be like, I'll be like, oh, what's that? And he's like, one of your songs. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm the worst. In fact, I used to forget my own lyrics when my band played on stage. I'd be singing this, and I'd screw up the verse, and of course
You just do 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 do.
oh shoot, it was actually D.
That's why I don't remember, because only one of them is on here on my
Really?
IMDb. Yeah.
Oh, so someone needs to update their IMDb.
Was the second
Oh,
one?
Vicious.
Oh, Vicious.
Oh, it was Vicious. Thank you. How could I forget that?
It was right. It says it right
Vicious.
there.
I can't even
Vicious.
believe that I was looking at it, but I was
Right
looking at the
underneath Claudia
Yeah,
from Truffle Runners.
I'm
Yeah!
losing my mind. I just went and saw the movie, the premiere of Vicious, just the
How
other
was
day.
it?
Wait,
It was awesome.
Vicious
Alright.
was this one about the stripper?
Yeah, about the stripper.
Okay, yeah, I have heard about that. I haven't
It's
seen it.
Bill.
it's really good.
Yeah, I saw a trailer that I thought looked really
Yeah,
interesting.
and I am her mom in there. Yeah.
So tell us
Oh.
about your parent skills. Just kidding.
I think I'm a pretty good parent.
I think you're a damn good parent.
It's
Yes.
hard to raise a 17-year-old and an 8-year-old at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
Two completely different important moments in both of their
Oh
lives.
my gosh, yes. Yep.
So
Yeah.
what movie did you play Claudia in?
Oh, duh. Truffle Runners.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you didn't forget my film.
Oh my gosh. I didn't forget Vicious. I swear I didn't. I would never forget that
Who
film.
made-
I've drawn a blank because we've been doing ADR, for the last 5 hours. So my brain is kind of stuck on
Who
chocolates.
made Vicious?
Jason Rosenblatt. He's
I'm
amazing.
sorry, Rosenblatt.
But he is an amazing director, so.
She forgot she was Bill's mom in Vicious. Anyway,
Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna live it down.
I mean,
was it coincidence, or was it coincidence, or was he playing a joke, or one of them playing a joke on you?
I don't even think that either one of them really knows each other very well.
wow.
So
That's great.
I'll be the first.
I mean,
one to
I think
carry
they
the
know
torch
of each other,
consciously.
but I don't think
I mean,
they...
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And, we always joke about it because somehow in my scripts there's always a character named Stu or something. No, it's true. I always end up writing the main character named Stu, and it's always STU. I don't know why.
I want to be named Stu.
Yeah.
Stu.
You should make a movie. You should make a short comedy that
Stu's
names. It might be good. It might be good.
Stu.
So, what projects do you guys have underway right now?
Well, I can tell you when we're not podcasting.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wait, really?
You
I
can't.
could tell you.
Actually,
Well, I've got one that's pretty much ready to go. I just have to get a few things, and Jeff's going to help me out with it. It's called The Card, and it's kind of it's a sex comedy. There's nothing else other to call it.
You got plenty of ADR that'll help you out there.
I don't think your ADR is needed.
I'm just kidding.
That's funny, actually. I don't think there's. Now that I think about it, I don't think there's audio during the big scene. No, it's just music and visuals. Yeah,
Just
but
beautiful.
make sure you warn me if you're gonna do that.
Jeff's the best too because how I had the film set up, I had written it when I was in college, and it was a stage play. Mm-hmm. And I think it works really well as a stage play because it's you got your man, you got your woman, and they're having a phone conversation, and it's split down, blah blah blah. And I thought, maybe we can make that into a movie. And Jeff had this idea. He was like, we should show the sex scene. And in my head, I always thought, no, I would allude to it. They would go, because I've never, I don't know.
You're like, I'm not making a
It's
porno
awkward,
here.
blah, blah. And Jeff goes, no, I think you should. And he gave me some ideas, and I'm like, I don't know, I think that's a little. And then I thought, well, maybe we should just shoot it and see how it works. And I remember being on set, positioning the actor. I'm thinking, oh man, Jeff, just take the camera, and he did it, and he shot it perfectly.
Right on.
It's the center.
Go, Jeff.
Center comedic piece in the film. It works really well. So
What you're saying is he could be a professional
yes,
porn star director.
exactly. I
Nice.
really think.
And you
think
felt
so.
super comfortable with it and everything, huh?
I think everyone
When
on set
I get
actually
there, you're my first contact.
for makeup.
Voiceover.
We have a character named Belle. And Belle's mom comes into play.
Oh, Belle, you've been a very naughty
Okay,
girl.
all right. Let's
Oh, okay.
move away from it.
Well,
We used you for makeup. Myra, there's a big scab here. We don't know what.
oh, God. Gross.
Scab. Scab is one of those words that just there's no
It's a
positive.
moist scab.
Oh, God.
Moist
That's
and
disgusting.
scab are the worst words ever. There's no way to say moist or scab where it comes off positive. Oh wow, this drink's awfully moist. I mean, then you're like, well, why'd you choose that word? Scab is just there's no good scab.
There's crabs.
There's scabbers from Harry Potter.
Now I want crabs.
Scab. My former stepbrother was a crab shaker in Walport for a long time. His job was to break the crab open and get that sweet meat for people.
You know, the fun... I fucking love crab, but I hate opening up crab.
You just have to get the right
I feel like
angle.
my hands get, like, absolutely brutally beaten, and then I'm so hungry, and I didn't get that much.
And it gets cold really fast. That's why what you do is you pre-crack it open, and then you cook it, and then you eat it, because then you can eat it faster.
Now, does it lose the texture?
Nope, not if you do it. You do it very specific on a really low temperature. Some butter and garlic. Oh, yum.
Break the crab leg at 2 points, and then you suck on the shell like a straw, and the meat comes out into your mouth. Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Jeff, that's your method for multiple things. Break it at 2 points.
Oh, no.
That's how I get the marrow out of chicken bones, too.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I said that. I can't fathom that, but a lot of people, like, there's, like... I've been to a restaurant where there is actual, like bone, marrow, and, like, they give you crackers to take out the marrow and put on the...
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I draw the line there. I just can't.
It's chicken.
Oh.
I can't fathom it for some reason.
That makes me want to...
Like, if I wanted a marrow transplant, I don't think I would, you know...
What the hell does that have to
I don't know.
What does that have to do with anything?
I just... Shut up.
Gross, dude.
Don't make fun of me.
You're the one who brought it up.
Yeah. You're the marrow sucker.
Yeah, he was...
Do you like marrow?
Yeah.
He loves
chicken marrow. If I ever...
He will break a wing and eat it. And you're in like a Buffalo Wild Thing. Buffalo Wild Thing?
Okay. Wow, you know what he's thinking about.
And he's sitting, and, like, there's, like, a group of kids and family, and he's like, ah! And the kids are like, Mommy, what is he doing?
By the way, ladies, I am
like,
single and available.
Crenshaw is eating the marrow. Oh, my God, this is a great story. One time.
Oh, great.
You know, we're pretty thin gentlemen, so we rarely make the midnight excursion for food. But one time,
all that in quotes.
Really. One time we went to Winco, and I don't know, I was like getting a sandwich or something and some beer, and Jeff comes up and he's got these bag of chicken hearts. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, if you've never had chicken hearts. It was like a foot. It was like a pound bag, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go back to the apartment, and he's like, he gets on this big frying pan, and he just puts them all into the pan and, like, lightly salts them with pepper, like, not even like a huge, like, okay, maybe in a pasta. I don't even know. Whatever. Anyways, he's doing it, and he just makes this huge ass plateful of all of them, and I'm thinking, what the is he just gonna go? And he's like, and he just one by one, and I'm like, Jeff, you're gonna get fucking sick, because clearly that's just a lot of fucking chicken heart. How many fucking chickens had to die to sacrifice their hearts for your little midnight snack? Anyways, evil. Like an hour later, Jeff's quiet as fuck. We're like watching a movie. We're like watching TV or something, and he's quiet. And I'm like, oh, he isn't saying something. And I look over, and he's like not even looking at the TV. He's like, and I'm like, are you okay? He's like, what? And he's like, and next thing I know, he got up to the bathroom. I'm like, are you gonna be sick? And I think he said no. Like, to try to, like, deflect it. And then I hear the door close, and I'm like, and I hear,
wait for it.
I remember a few minutes, I'm dying because I'm like, told you so.
Yeah,
he comes out, and he says, I forget the exact words, because I remember I posted a status, and there was, like, an anniversary of it a few days ago or something. But he said, I now know what it feels like to machine gun chicken hearts out.
Gross.
It was like I could feel each one.
Oh gosh, gag reflex over here.
I love it. I love how were you not even chewing them? You were like,
or is it like corn? They just come out whole.
What kind of a crazy? It's a crazy guy.
They're pretty tough. You gotta chew them a little bit.
How many do you think you ate?
I don't know. There were like 3 packages of them at the store.
Looking at them, I just like I wouldn't even want to bite. I would be afraid to see what would happen when you bite into one.
They're good.
At least you don't eat gizzards too, do you?
Turkey gizzards.
Oh god.
Yeah, he eats some weird shit.
My uncle Pat and I always hope to get to Grandma's house before he does, though it never happens that way, because we usually fight over the turkey organs.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten, Myra?
Yeah.
Shark.
Shark. I never had
Shark's good actually.
Yeah.
Though.
I didn't mind it. It didn't really have much flavor for me though.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I
Kind of
had
fishy.
it. Yeah, it's really like thick white like fish meat, but I had it like I forget how I had it too. It was like chunks of it or something, but it was with something. I remember at a camping trip, someone was like, "Do you want to try this?" I'm like, "Sure." I thought it was like halibut or something, or cod or something, right? And it was shark meat.
Yeah, I would never eat it again. I didn't like it.
Didn't like. What about squid? Do you like squid?
I've been to the sushi places where I've had what looked like calamari. I guess it would be calamari, maybe. I don't know. But it was tasted really great, but I can't handle the texture.
The texture's a little different because it's a little squeaky. Yeah, that's like the best way you can kind of.
It's like rubber, almost like a soft rubber.
With weird, I'm not.
But calamari is one of those things that it kind of depends on how it's cooked. Like the one place that we went to, the sushi place.
Tensei?
Yeah, no, Marine.
Oh, Marine Polis.
Or Sushi Land or whatever. In Beaverton, they do it really good. They like fry it up, and it's like. Good. They put like salt, but a lot of pepper on it, so it's kind of a peppery, and you can't really even.
Marine Polis is an amazing place. Ben and I once went to Sushi Land, which is on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway. It's like in this big brick mall building. Their sushi was room temperature. Land? I think that was.
Are they the ones?
I think that's what it was called.
Okay.
It's that place in Beaverton Hillsdale.
Warm sushi. Tower. Could you just imagine?
Room temperature sushi.
Are they the ones that go around?
That is one of them. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's one of them. Yeah.
Room temperature?
Yeah.
I never ate. I don't think I've ever ate room temperature.
It just wasn't fresh. It clearly had been running around that thing for like hours.
I was disgusted, awful. But it has to be cool for it to be good.
Well, not just that, but isn't that poison? Can't that poison you?
Yeah.
It has to be a certain temperature, I would imagine.
So I don't know how that place. It's still in business. I don't know how.
Really.
It's like across the parking lot from the Beaverton Hills, Fred Meyer's, Freddy's, Wells Fargo, Beaverton Hills.
I love food. That's all I know. I love food.
What's your favorite kind of food?
My favorite restaurant is the Marrakesh.
I've heard it. Indian?
It is Moroccan food.
Oh.
And it is my very favorite place, and I like to be able to go on my birthday every year because then I can make the excuse to go spend a whole bunch of money at a restaurant.
Well, it's just like a really nice meal when you go there?
It's not necessarily that it's fancy in the way of like a 5-star restaurant or something, but it's very authentic in the way
Moroccan
that they set stuff up.
food?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So I hate giving away the secret, but you sit on these. You can sit on these little couches or these little things on the floor with the tables, and they come by and you get a big towel and they wash your hands first and after too. And they serve you courses depending on how many people that you've got, and it's really yummy. I love that place. You guys
get like an idea of like the quintessential Moroccan dish, because I've never had that type of food before, so I'm not sure. Right. Do they have like is it more vegetarian? Is it more?
They're meat. They have a lot of meat. Definitely not for a vegetarian. I mean, I guess there's some things that could be for a vegetarian, but I would not recommend a vegetarian going there for sure. Yeah. No, and if somebody is really picky, like my brother went there for my birthday a few years back. It's been like 5 or 6 years ago, and he wished he had ketchup the whole time. So
ketchup.
He loves ketchup. My son does too, but he was like wishing for ketchup, and we left. He had a burger somewhere, a couple burgers, because he was starving.
Oh, gotta watch that.
So I guess it kind of depends on if you like the way that they cook, because I mean their first part is like this cool salad. Yeah. You have bread that you eat with it, and I love it. And they have this the lentil soup I think is first. Ooh. Then the salad. Then they have this this really awesome bread looking thing that's covered with powdered sugar. Oh. And what's really crazy weird is you wouldn't think this, but when you take pieces of it, there's meat on the inside. So it's like a sweet meat type.
Oh wow,
dude! I'm gonna go now.
Kind of reminds me of
I'm planning on going this year. Please.
Yeah. Your birthday's November, right?
Yep.
I'm always up for trying something new. I'm pretty. I mean, I'm not as adventurous as chicken hearts.
Oh, I'm not either. What's your favorite?
My favorite food? Oh, that's rough. I mean, you're talking to a guy who took a trip to Memphis just to have some barbecue.
That would be
From
really...
here on out, you have to call him Memphis.
That's a really great reason to go.
Yeah. I mean, there was more reasons, but that was like a big reason.
I would want to go
I
there
was
for
so
Elvis
sad that I
Presley.
couldn't go with you.
Elvis Presley and barbecue. That sounds good.
That's literally, that was mine. Yep, Elvis and barbecue. But if I really had to choose, I hate to cast like a huge umbrella here, but Asian cuisine, because Thai, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, I love that. And Thai even.
Thai food is...
I said Thai, didn't I?
Yum.
Yeah, but anyways, Thai again.
Thai, Asian, chicken.
In fact, one time I just went to a Thai restaurant because I was going to go somewhere, and I don't usually dine in by myself because I always feel like someone at another table would be like, look at that loser, he's by himself. But
is that what they say about me then? Damn.
I always feel that like someone's going to say that if I'm just like eating by myself, but okay. So I saw in their specials it said Pad Thai Volcano, and I was like, what is that? And I was like, I'm not even going to ask. Just order it. I'm sure it's good.
See what it is.
I ordered it. So it's Pad Thai wrapped in egg to make it look like a volcano. And the Thai noodle was coming out of it looking
That's
like
cool.
lava. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That would have been cool looking. You should have taken a picture of that thing.
I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I ate it.
Voracious Savinitis.
What's your favorite food, Jeff?
I have to toss not as big of an umbrella, but fairly big umbrella. It's like Southern Cajun soul.
Nice.
Like barbecue. I put in there. I guess it is kind of a big umbrella, but
Southern cuisine kind
Southern
of.
cuisine.
Yeah.
Like Creole, Cajun, soul food. It's probably the least healthy food.
Oh no, I'm sure it's not. Candy is the least healthy food probably on the planet.
I like fried okra. Every time we go get barbecue, I try and get fried okra. And for the longest time, I thought I hated macaroni and cheese. Because I'm used to that shit that comes in the box. If you go to a restaurant and they make it right fresh, lots of cheese. Ben and I went to Padna's Pit. Was that it? Mm-hmm. They made a chicken, green chili, macaroni and cheese, fresh, really cheesy.
That sounds yummy.
Yeah, that was really good.
See, you guys are making me hungry. What the heck, man?
That's the rest of coming on this podcast. when we're both here.
It all goes to food.
Yeah.
So...
It is a heavy set go. That was Alan's idea, by the way.
So, how long have you guys been doing this podcast? I didn't even know you guys were doing a podcast.
It was pretty much when Alan came back from Korea.
Oh.
We met him, and we talked about doing a podcast.
Cool.
And,
coming up on probably almost a year, huh?
Over a year.
Oh, then I just find out today. You guys are awesome. Gotta love my friends.
We're on
here.
iTunes. We're on iTunes.
I'm not on iTunes.
Well, you're going to be on iTunes because you're going to be on this episode.
I have to, obviously.
All right, you can come back again and do another one if you want.
Ooh.
Whenever you guys want.
Well,
I'll be here for
I
ADR.
only like guest stars on once.
Okay.
Keeps things fresh. Just kidding.
You're a Slasky
And I
fan,
hate
too.
being in Myra's presence.
I'll come on as stew.
Oh.
I'll come on as stew.
She could be a character.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I will.
I thought you said I'll come on Ace too.
Your brain is on ADR.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Crenshaw. He will be here all evening because this is his house.
Oh.
Wow. I will never look at a stew the same way again. I'm like, where's Myra?
I definitely won't be sharing this with my family. No.
You know what she told me? She says that she can make bitching Italian food.
Oh, I actually
What's your
can. Because my
signature?
grandma is Italian, and I've watched her multiple times in the kitchen during Christmas Eve, and yes, I can. And plus, I already know how to make some dishes, separate from that, but hers are authentic, so I get to watch her, and I get to...
What's her what's that thing that she does? That, nothing else can compare to it when you've eaten it anywhere else.
You mean that special grandma thing?
Yeah, it would be her salad. The
Really?
salad. The salad that she makes has I mean, I know the ingredients, which would kill me if I told anybody, so I can't tell you, but it's like an Italian salad, and it's my favorite. Man, I load up as much as I can.
Does she make dressing?
No, she uses 2 different kinds of dressing in it. Wow. And then my second favorite thing would be her big meatballs. They're like that big around. Dude, seriously, they're almost, what size is that? They're bigger. They're about the size of a golf ball, a little bigger than a golf ball. And she makes them with I think 3 meats or something like that.
Wow.
manicotti. What else does she make? She makes tons. I mean, there's so much food on Christmas Eve, and it's the most magical
that's amazing.
experience ever. Like, the tree is, I don't know, like, feet, why I'm not very good with how tall, but you know, imagine the really giant teddy bears.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Imagine those hanging on the branches. That's how big. I mean, they go cut a real tree from outside and they bring it in. It's like, it's at least 18, 20 something.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, when you look at she lives in this gigantic kind of, they made it look like a log cabin house. And you walk inside, and I'll actually show you guys pictures later, but the Christmas tree...
Family sounds awesome.
It's amazing. And there's 30, 40 people there. I don't know exactly how many. It just seems like there's 100 people there, actually. But
if you let me film there, I will give you a line of dialogue.
Oh, come on.
No, yeah.
But so how do you make noodles? Do you make them homemade or do you do store-bought?
Actually, I buy store-bought ones, but I can make them. I just don't have a lot of time to make them with 2 kids and everything. So.
But how do you make
it's a labor of
noodles?
I actually follow a recipe that I have stuck inside the recipe book at home. So.
It blows my mind that that's something you can make.
Yeah.
Because I think of them as things that come off of shelves.
Yeah, but it's healthier for you to make all that stuff at home.
Oh,
so.
yeah. And I remember, the first time I, conceptually thought, holy shit, someone's making a noodle.
I know.
Was that Duckabee?
Duckabee. Oh,
and
you would love Duckabee.
It's a Korean restaurant, and this guy is just back there. He's the old guy in the family, and he's the noodle maker. He's back there, constantly.
Okay.
I'm sure it's different for that type of noodle as opposed to an Italian.
It's a very chewy noodle.
They put them through the.
I don't know anything about the machines and stuff like that.
But he's just and I remember thinking, what the hell? What is he doing? And I asked the waiter, and he's making noodles, and the noodles there are just
they're to die for.
That's really cool. They make them fresh there.
Have you ever had Korean food?
I have had Korean food once, but
kimchi
I don't remember if I liked it or didn't like it because it's been so many years ago.
Kimchi's the thing right now. It seems to be kind of the flavor of
it's this sriracha.
Yeah.
Kind of, a few years ago sriracha was really popular. Now everyone's talking about kimchi.
I watched this series.
It's a sauce or something?
No, it's like, imagine putting a head of cabbage into a garbage disposal and it coming out covered in tomato and shit.
It sounds weird. It's it's
a
really,
food processor?
It's
Maybe
fermented.
Not a garbage disposal.
It's fermented spicy cabbage.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
I watched.
Alan hates it though for some reason.
Well,
it's fermented?
Yeah.
So that means, is it naturally fermented? I wonder?
No, they stick it in a pot. And they leave it. I was just going to say, so I watched a show with Emerald. He has a new show on Amazon. And he went to a monk monastery and talked with the lady that makes the food for the monks there. Mm-hmm. And she's known for her kimchi. And they had to travel down to this area where she had this garbage bucket of kimchi that's been fermenting underground. She had to dig it out, and it's a weird process, and you think that just sounds kind of nasty, but
no, it sounds like they're naturally fermenting it, which means that it has natural probiotics in it, which is really good for you. So they have pickles. Pickles, if you can get them naturally fermented, you can actually eat some. Eat a pickle or 2 every day. I buy some at Whole Foods. They're so good. They're bubbies or boobies are not boobies, but bubbies. I think it's called bubbies, and they're yummy. It tastes like a barbecue and a pickle. It's amazing.
That's Ben's pseudonym, right? The name he uses when he doesn't use Ben Eastman.
No, that's the name you gave me.
What? What name?
Booby Tucker. What was that from?
Oh, I just made it up for you.
But when did that become a thing?
I put it on a pizza order.
Yes. We ordered Domino's once. Oh, are you Booby Tucker? I'm
well, you weren't confronted on it. He never said that.
Okay, but it said it on the receipt. Booby Tucker. Okay. Booby Tucker. I'm trying to think. Was it with a Y or an IE?
I think it was with a Y.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
BOOBY.
At least give me the IE.
Right?
It seems more classy.
It sounds like a stripper.
Oh, Lord.
Like Minnie or Roxy.
Can you tell the subject of the day?
Yeah.
Kimchi!
Yeah. Food and sex, yeah.
Hey, thinking that maybe we need to go out on the town at some point in time.
Yes. New York, New York.
So, how much ADR do you think we've got going for? How many hours do you think we have left of ADR? Just to go back to Trophy Runners for a second.
Oh, that depends on the actor. You, a lot.
Right.
You have a lot to do.
Right. But there you still have, because I'm the second one come on for ADR, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we still have all the other actors. Yeah.
The first was Jordan Yaroslavsky, and he's done.
And West is coming on Friday.
He has a lot
Right
to
on.
do. Not as much as you do.
Yeah.
You have more than he does.
Okay.
Alan probably has the most.
Right. He cracked me. Oh, he was cracking me up.
What?
Even on Alan's serious stuff, like when he says something
Yeah.
really serious, it's the way that he delivers it
Yeah.
is the most funny thing to me. He could be killing somebody.
I think Alan is one of the most talented actors I've worked with because
I agree with you.
he can do straight comedy. And not a lot of people can do it.
Right.
And
It's just drama.
it is. I mean,
You play it like drama.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's a dramatic actor, but I think comedy for me is always so much funnier if you play it straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you don't seem like you're doing comedy,
Right.
like it's going to be way funnier and it's going to
I agree.
last way longer.
I agree.
Alan can do both. He can do zany and he can do more straight. And I think, just not to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we were the first people to kind of give him those parameters with him to
Oh,
work.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and
Before he was talking to me, he's like, everyone else, like the direction they give him is like, okay, Alan, be funny, but we kind of tightened the reins.
You know what I
from
think?
The mystery spot.
I think Alan should teach a class. Did you hear that, Alan? I think you should teach a class.
Wow.
But part of
I'd
teaching a
take
class is showing up to teach it.
Oh, Lord.
Where's our third person on this podcast? No, that's funny. Because what was I going to say?
Love you, Alan.
I remember. Okay, this is funny. Back to Mystery Spot because Alan doesn't say anything in Mystery
No,
Spot.
I know. It's amazing.
But that he didn't have to. He's still a great performance. But I remember when we had the premiere for that, and when it cut to his face, everyone laughed, and I thought, that's not what I intended.
It's a funny shot, though.
I know, but then it kind of made me realize, like, a different view of it, right? Because I was, in my head, he's just supposed to be menacing, and yeah, he is kind of smirking there, but I didn't think of that initial shot.
I laughed a couple times, but it was really serious, too. It was amazing.
When he had that
Yep.
look, everyone just busted up, and I was like, all right, well, hey. Put it in there.
Alan has I guess a great relationship with the camera. He knows how to own the screen.
I agree with you.
And I think your guys' chemistry is
On camera?
It's perfect.
Cool.
It's believable that you know each other really well, even though you didn't.
Yeah, we didn't know each other till we met on the set. But he is a really great actor. I'd like to learn some things from him, especially about comedy. Comedy is difficult. It's not my forte. Yeah. Mine's drama and serious,
Play comedy serious and you're golden.
Yeah, but
the best comedies ever were played serious. Yeah. Well, except maybe the Marx Brothers.
It's kind of, if you don't have that talent, you got to learn it. You know what I mean? It's sort of a learned thing. I think
I think by watching someone like Alan, I think you'd be able to kind of gather the tips.
What do you mean? You're great.
Yeah,
I'm talking about comedy wise. Like I've never done anything
like
that's very much comedy.
comedy.
No, I would like to. So if you guys have anything in the works that you want me to work on, please.
That's not really my.
I have a new idea for a comedy.
Okay.
It's called Belle's Mom. It's about this.
Oh, please do it. Please do it.
It's about this mom of a girl named Belle. That's about it, actually. I couldn't think of anything else, but that's...
No, seriously, though, you guys should write another film so that me and West and Alan can be a part of it again.
I know.
I know that Shannon, Jack, what am I talking about?
Zach Shannon?
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He
Jack
said
Shannon.
that he didn't care about doing film ever again. Is that still the case? It's not his aspiration or whatever?
Well, it's never really been his aspiration. He just joined to help me out. But I think...
Because he'd be cool to have on set, too, again.
Yes, but I don't think he really cares.
I think it's not his passion, but he did take one for the team on that production. He's been around for a long time on the previous iterations.
Yeah, way to go, man.
He's
that is awesome.
You and Alan and West are all aspiring actors, and you're actors, but I put aspiring in front of it because that's what you want to be.
Yes.
Zach is not.
He's got a career going now.
He's a prison guard.
Yeah.
He could play a prison guard.
I'm sure he could.
That would be great.
Well, and I'm also sure, I mean, that would be great. I'd love to pick his brain about stuff like that, too, because I'm sure he's got great stories.
He could set up a scene really well because he's right there all the time, so he knows exactly what to do.
He's told me, I won't go into detail and stuff, but like he said, he's given me general. He hasn't told me the names or anything, but it's like giving me general biographies of some of his prisoners, and I'm just thinking, dude, how do you not just punch them in the fucking face?
Right?
Yeah, some of the guys he watches are evil fucking people. But
I don't think I could do his job. I have to give him props for keeping us all safe. But seriously, I would want to probably. I'm not going to say what I want to do because then everybody on the podcast, all the people listening, will hate me and think that I'm a psychopath.
but there was one time that he was actually jumped by a prisoner.
Oh my god!
The guy was strangling him and like had him in a chokehold and was punching him in the head, he couldn't shake him, so he had to reach in and get the bear mace off of his belt and blasted the guy right in the face.
Hopefully he beat the crap out of him afterwards.
I think the bear mace did the.
He at least deserved to punch him in the nose.
Well, when you're in charge of people like that, you have to show.
Yeah,
I know that.
That's the hardest part.
But if he's beating the crap out of you, you don't really have a lot of choices.
I would have. Well, the bear mace got him off, and that's all he needed to do. He probably jumped on him and held him down so he couldn't reattack. But
at least that's something.
He couldn't. I don't think he could just kick the shit out of him. But he would.
Didn't he have to get bear maced in order to do that job?
Yes, I think he did.
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
You guys should have a podcast where Myra gets to say all of her true opinions about this world. No, I'm serious. This stuff that I'm like, hi, because I am happy all the time, and I'm excited, and I love being happy, and I send love and light, but also, there's this other side.
Yeah.
Well, hey, people really need to hear it.
Let it roll. Let it roll. There's no holds bar.
Well, I am seriously thinking that we need, Flash or Arrow or,
one of the heroes.
I honestly believe that as the country... Okay, I remember growing up as a little girl and never being afraid to go down the street.
Yeah.
Never being afraid to play with my friend, 3 blocks down. My mom sending me to parks by myself with my brother or with a friend. And I can remember this growing up until about a certain point, I'd say probably about 16, 17 years old. Yeah. I can remember things being pretty good. And then when I go back on memory and I see what's happened, it's like all of these certain incidents have happened in our society that have created more violence. Yeah. And I am sick and tired of letting people walk. You know what? If you're going to abuse a child, you have no right to be here. And okay, here's the thing. I know people might not agree with me, and that's just fine. But if anybody ever touches my kids, I guarantee you... I'm not going to tell you what will happen, but I would lose it. I would literally, physically, mentally lose my mind, and I would not be able to control myself. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. There's not really an answer because when you say, let's get a vigilante or whatever, a vigilante can only do so much, and if they kill people, that's not right either, right? No. Yeah. But is it?
Yeah, right.
I mean, let's really get to it. People are out there shooting people in malls and blowing buildings up. And there has got to be somewhere where we say we are drawing the line as American people and we are going to stand up for what is right and we are going to protect the American people, for God's sake.
I agree.
There's one man who's doing that, and he is the subject of one of our next projects. His name is Guardian Shield, and he is a former infantryman who has now become... a real-life superhero.
In fact, actually,
is he really? Let me meet him.
So one night we were driving in his old apartment, and we saw this guy dressed up, and I was like, "Is that a super?" We drove past, and I was like, "Did you see what I just saw?" And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I just saw a guy. I thought he looked like a superhero. And he was like, what? And so we drove back around. He's like, now you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that guy was dressed up in spandex. I thought he was so full of shit. And we drove back around. And he kind of stepped out of the road and kind of let us go. Where I was like,
does he fight crime?
No, listen. So I was like, well, that's crazy. So I posted on Facebook. I'm like, just saw this guy. I'm wondering. And other people I knew lived in that area.
I remember that post. Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
And they're like, yeah, his name's Guardian Shield. Look it up. Sure enough, he has a Facebook, and he walks the areas at night, keeping people safe. If there's women who are walking home, he'll ask them, like me to walk you to your house or to your car.
Lord.
And
thank you, baby Jesus.
Yeah. Dual engines page, get the picture up. Show the picture.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Thank God somebody. Oh, I'm not kidding. Okay, I can't be a vigilante because I would be the bad vigilante.
He's the guy that he won't. I don't think he'll beat the shit out of someone unless he's actively defending himself.
But I think he's out there to do the right things.
He'll call the police.
Sometimes in the way that I was raised, sometimes the old school way is the way. I mean, sometimes people aren't going to learn unless they have a really hard strike. I'm sorry. I know that sounds terrible, but I've seen in my life, after this many years, seeing the progression of violence. Mm-hmm. It saddens me so much to see this because I literally feel like I hear about a shooting almost every other day.
It's annoying. This is...
Is that him?
Yeah, he's a little bit smaller than us, but man, we've actually shot a little bit with him already. He's got full on gear, and I think.
But he's doing it lawfully, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's doing it lawfully, mm-hmm. And I think he.
The cops love him.
His last resort is physically intervening. Well, good. But if he sees something, he's to be there to call 911 and just try to avoid, any circumstances like that. I remember
if you see someone getting mugged, he'll intervene.
I remember when we went on patrol with him one night, and
that was fun.
We were, and I was having trouble keeping up. I mean, he has a pretty.
Oh, he's fit,
and he was like, "Okay, stay back here," and I was like, what? I didn't know anything that was going on. And we were walking this certain area. He's like, I just see a car up here. I'm going to just take a look, make sure everything's okay, but I need you to stay back here. And we were like, okay. Oh, okay. And it was pitch black, so we couldn't record from back there. So we just I just turned off the camera. We're like, okay. And he just went up to the car, but that's just how aware he is of his surroundings. Mm-hmm. And it's just me, I'm much whatever, there's a car over there, big deal. But, it's just.
So we need a few of him in every town,
and
pretty much.
He moved
to
Canby, but now he has several people that he's working with a team. He's trying to put together a team.
I love him. I love you, mister. I don't know where you are, but I need to meet you.
There's Guardian Shield, and I don't know the name. It's Dark Shadow or Shadow Knight or whatever.
Guys, definitely check him out. Guardian Shield, and there was a lot of news stories that were done locally about him.
That's really awesome.
Lars Larson's interviewed him. And
Well, the thing is we got to do something. We got to do something. America is losing it. I mean,
I don't know what it is, but it's really. It's
scary.
It's rough, and no one has the perfect answer, but something has to happen. Who knows what it's going to be? But
well, I mean, you can only build so many jails,
right? And
I guess I'm kind of. I don't know. I should have been in Kings and Queens times, I think.
Off with the head.
As Royal Highness, though. No, I don't think people should necessarily be killed.
Highness.
But I can say that I feel like harsher punishments need to happen. I mean, let's look at the guy who got let loose and he raped somebody.
Oh my God, Brock Turner.
Yeah, I just have to say, as a woman.
What was his name?
I don't know who it was, but Brock Turner raped someone before he was put in prison. I don't think he's raped anyone afterwards.
No, I'm talking about what he went to jail for. What was it, 3 months, and then he got out?
Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, okay. How is that protecting the American people? And why the hell isn't that judge in prison?
Yeah, that's...
Let me just... I cannot wrap my head around the fact that he violently raped somebody. In my opinion, if it's rape, it's violent, okay?
Yeah, no, of course.
And that person...
Rape is the ultimate violence.
Yeah, right? And that person has to live with that for the rest of her life. She is going to go through post-traumatic stress disorder and always have trust issues. And she's always going to look behind her. She's always going to be looking behind her.
Yeah.
She's always going to think that she might get attacked. That's something that she's probably never going to be able to completely heal from. And that jerk gets 3 months and he gets out.
Yeah.
So what are we saying to him? You can go ahead and go rape another girl because you're only going to serve 3 months, buddy.
You know the screwed up thing about
fucked
that? The judge's motives for giving him such a light sentence. Well, if he goes to prison for a long time, that'll really affect his future.
Yeah, what the fuck are you...
What about her future?
Yeah, exactly.
But she's not going to the Olympics.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying.
Is that what he said?
No,
Oh, I was going to say,
but that's what that decision says.
No, that's basically what he didn't. He didn't say Olympics specifically, but he's like, he's such a good swimmer. He's been such a productive member of society. Let's go easy on him because who hasn't made mistakes?
I just have to say,
you know what I mean?
I am one of the most forgiving people I will ever know, and the reason I'll tell you is because forgiveness is not for us. It's not for them. It's for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's why I forgive people, because it is, and I know that sounds selfish, but I can't live with bitterness because it would be my master. So forgiving people is the most important thing to do.
It's divine.
I'm not saying that he is not being forgiven by certain people, like his family, whatever, but that does not mean that he does not need to be punished for the crime he committed that will affect somebody for the rest of their life. And I'm telling you right now, once an abuser, always an abuser, and he will rape again. And I don't care what anybody says. Every person who has been abused sexually will agree with this specific thing that I'm telling you.
Last that I heard, when he went back to Ohio, I think is where he's from. His house was surrounded by armed vigilantes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Actually, I saw pictures of
them.
Hey.
They say, if you rape someone, we're going to shoot you. Yeah.
Good.
That's what they.
I'm sorry, but okay. So basically, that judge ended up placing society as the rulers, the people who need to make that judgment. He had no right to do that. He had no right. The reason that we have the system.
Yeah, it's a failure of the system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now they have to put They have to put themselves at risk. There's so much about it that is not right that I can't even. I'm shaking.
I can't even.
So angry.
I can't fathom it.
He's one of the worst people I can think of. You see his face. You just want to.
Someone told me his whole life's ruined. I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, it should be. Are you like? Why do you care about if his life's ruined?
Right. What about
his
her?
Life is what matters.
We don't even know her name at this point in time. Does anybody even know her name? I don't know if anybody does or would want to. But seriously,
I don't think
seriously though, she is going to suffer probably for the rest of. I know. I personally know. I have had sexual abuse in my life, so that's why I'm telling you that it's hit so strongly with me. I'm like, that guy should not have gotten out of prison ever. And I know that sounds really terrible. Like, a lot of people don't believe that. But I believe that child molesters and rapists all should be in prison forever. Probably in their own separate damn prison. But then again, if it's a child rapist, no, put them in the regular prison. Because, well...
Put them in a prison...
Never mind. I didn't just say that.
Yeah, I think there just needs to be, like, a really big fucking ship that just
sails off to another line.
They just pile them in a ship and they set it on fire. A fire.
There you go.
But...
I actually would love to meet that vigilante. I believe that there should be vigilantes who are using the law the way it's supposed to be used. But I can tell you as a mom, I don't think I would be able to not resort to violence if somebody hurt my children.
I can agree with you that I felt that shift too. And my parents were always really good with, keeping track of me when I was a kid. And if I heard my mom whistle, I knew it was time to come home for dinner. But I was in the neighborhood, and she trusted me that when I was playing with the other kids that I would be nearby.
Right.
But if I had a kid, I don't think I could really have them do that anymore. I just don't.
No.
In my backyard, that's one thing. But
even in your backyard anymore, you have to be afraid.
I think maybe 12 or so, just so I could. I think 12 is about the age they start being aware of the dangers of the world.
So I promise I'm not an evil person.
Yeah.
I just am tired.
Sure?
I am really sick and tired of justice not happening. I am really big on being fair, having integrity, and justice being served. And it is not being served in our country, and I have had enough of it.
It's a rough time. I think part of the shift that you guys are talking about, and maybe it's more than this, but my theory is you've gone from being a kid just concerned with your own existence,
your own world,
and then when you grow up, you just become more aware of the darkness that happens in the world. So I don't know if it's gotten worse or if it's...
It has gotten worse. A lot of people will say that, well, there's just more people on the earth. Well, oh, they just didn't advertise it as much. And I'm going to tell you right now that is not accurate. I have never in my life, dude, how many shootings that you have heard of in the last 3 months?
A lot.
Did you ever hear about that stuff when you were little? I mean, you would remember hearing about mass shootings as a child. I literally don't remember one. Growing up, I'm sure there was one.
Yeah, I remember Kinkle.
In the last 5 years, if we looked at how many shootings and mass, bombs and stuff like that have gone off, dude, if you go back 20 years, you're not going to see that same. I don't care what anybody says. I believe it's increased, and it might be because our population has increased, and that might be why. I don't know.
I think it's media agitation. They're giving the people who do that kind of crime attention.
That's one thing I wish.
That's a very true fact.
They really got to stop glorifying.
Yes, I agree with you.
And every time something happens, I'm adamant. Don't say the person's name. Don't show their picture. They don't deserve that kind of sick vindication that they're given every time. I mean, they're practically put on a pedestal.
It's like they're famous.
And other people who aren't right in the head are going to see this and see that. Based on coverage, they're idolized. Practically,
It's clear that this happens because the day after, in the next few days after Columbine, I don't remember it firsthand, but I've gone back and studied it. In the first days after Columbine, they had, I think Newsweek magazine, or maybe it was Time, but they had pictures of the killers. Their senior pictures on the cover of the magazine, and then it was either the killers next door or the murderers next door, and the Virginia Tech dude, the freaking I think the guy that shot the movie theater in Colorado.
Oh, I'm just saying that makes me afraid to go to the theater still.
I think they both cited the Columbine killers as inspirations.
I agree with you, and I also want to say that you're right, Ben, because, hands down, what you think about, you bring about, and if you're constantly putting negativity into your brain from watching the news all the time, then eventually negative is going to continue to happen, and when that's a massive amount, that energy goes into the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe in God. Just so you know. Yep. So, but I still believe in the universe's energy. Yeah. But the energy will go out into the world, and I'm sure that can't help matters at all.
Yeah. I mean, I can just see as someone, maybe, obviously we know there are people that are out there who are sick in the head, who think things differently than, a person like myself who just gets up, works, and hangs out with friends and does certain things. But when, there's going to be people that when they see that kind of coverage, they're going to think, oh, this will mean something if I do something.
Yeah.
If I do, if I go out and commit this act, I'll be seen as a, and they're thinking differently because clearly the people on the news aren't going, hey, look at this guy. He's a great guy. He killed all these people. No, they're not. But because of the coverage that they're giving this person, it's like they were doing that.
You're right.
That is true.
And I remember, oh man, dude, I remember when Orlando happened.
The Pulse.
And there was an entire coverage where Anderson Cooper talked about all the victims.
Oh, God.
And he, before he was like, we're not talking about the guy who did this. We're going to talk about every single one of the people that lost their lives. And it was like the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. And it was beautiful, though, because it was like, these are the people that matter right now.
I have some problems with Cooper, but whenever there's a shooting, I always love how he handles it.
Yeah, no, he definitely handled it the correct way. But.
Perfect. the one thing I remember is double point here. The wrong way. In 2012, the Clackamas Town Center shooting and Sandy Hook were like 3 days apart. I was watching the news, and if you want to see the worst fucking way to handle coverage of a massacre, just listen to this story.
No, I won't, because here's the thing. Not only do they show negative things, but they brainwash people.
Oh, no, you got to listen to this. You have to listen to this.
I will.
This really fucking happened. I'll send you a video to prove it later. This pissed me off so much. Clackamas Town Center was shot up. They were doing like the flyovers with news helicopters. People were talking about it. And partway through the coverage, they said, "Oh, we have a very special interview now. It's Santa Claus." They bring on the mall Santa Claus in costume, in character. "So Santa, tell us about what happened." "Well, I was really scared and I heard these shots go off." People died in the shooting, and they have Santa Claus as Santa Claus being interviewed.
Yeah, playing the character of Santa Claus.
"And Santa hit the ground, and when I got up, no one else was around, and I didn't see the shooter, so Santa ran off to claim jumper."
It was talking in third person.
What is...
Yeah, I know. No, I remember watching it.
I really hope that no child... Well, I'm sure there's children that watched it. That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
Very messed up.
It was...
Don't send me the video, dude. I won't even watch. I won't watch it. I don't watch the news for a reason. Friends and family tell me what goes on because I cannot handle watching it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm better for it because I swear they brainwash people.
Yeah.
God, it's like...
Well, and most of it's just shit now anyway, so it's like...
But why do people even watch it? Because they want that drama, or they watch a movie.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Do you remember that time we were at your house? We were watching the news, and it's one of those stories. "Tragic news today: a teenage girl drowned." And you hear they're interviewing the friends, and the friend, "Oh, she was so good. She was so wonderful." And then the friend stops talking, and she's crying, but they keep rolling on the friend.
Yeah, they were zooming in.
They zoomed on the I don't know if they zoomed, but they were holding on the crying girl, and she's like, and they were holding on her and recording the crying, and then she's like, "This is so hard," and then they cut to the somber looking anchors, and like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That was just exploitation of her, in that moment.
You know what they need to do? They need to have a news station that is specifically finding all of the positive stuff that's going on in the universe and the world.
Yeah, positive news.
There are a lot of things happening that we don't see because all they want to put in front of us is all the violence. Well, if you keep putting violence in front of people, that's what is going to happen, and people are going to get scared. And why would America want to be scared?
I think it's important that we know about what happened.
Yeah, but not the way that they do it.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They can do it in a much more tactful way. They just do it that way so people will watch.
It's funny when
which what does that say about humans?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we all love to see a train wreck.
No, not everybody.
No, but
I mean,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
The general public. Yeah.
But God, I remember. I hardly ever get. I get. Well, that sucks. Like when the pulse happened, it was like, God damn it, and the Dallas cops or Virginia Tech's like, oh, that's too bad. But God, the thing that really affected me personally that I just cried over was Sandy Hook. Like,
which one was that?
That was the guy
children
that walked in and shot up the elementary school, murdered a bunch of children. Newtown. It was like 2012, I think.
Oh, yeah. The teacher that lost her life for helping her kids.
She hid the kids.
Yeah, I
that
remember.
Story.
I remember because I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried for days.
Me too. I cried the rest of that day, and I don't want to. I feel like a dick saying this because there were people that lost kids and family, but that was, and I didn't. But that was one of the worst days of my life because at the time I was in charge of watching my little sisters and brother, and they were at school that day, and I had to sit and wait for them for the school day to end, and it was like from the time when I woke up and heard that this had happened to when they got home, it was just several hours of just sitting and waiting and just anxious. I just want them to be home
so that you could hug them.
Yeah, and it was.
Dude, I can't even take it. My God, it makes me want to cry right now. Like, seriously, I can't even believe that someone could harm a child in the first place.
The guy was messed up. I'm not saying his name, but he was.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. So, probably people are going to hate me. If you're going to go and murder a bunch of people, just kill yourself and get it over with before, okay?
No, that's reasonable.
It is. It's very reasonable, right? Just end your own life and don't take anybody else's because nobody said they want to die.
Just take one for the team and put your own head off.
Yeah, exactly.
But
sorry about getting so serious over here, but no, I think that it's important. I think it's important for people to hear. I am.
We're all passionate about it.
We need to be protecting America, man. And I'm not talking about like terrorist attacks and stuff. I'm talking about in America, we have a bad problem from the inside that needs to be worked through. I'm actually, not a political person, so I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm scared about what's happening over the next, I'm scared of all of it. I'm not just scared of one person or another getting elected. I'm afraid what's going to happen over the next 4 years because, just different things that I believe in. I'm scared, dude. I mean, if it's been this bad, in 10 years, it's gotten so much worse that I don't even recognize America. So I can't imagine what the next 10, 20 years is going to do.
Well, we'll see.
And if we
hope for the best, but I think, change starts with, trying to affect it the best way that you can.
Exactly.
And that's, that always starts with me, like, treating every single person with kindness is step one in that. And it's funny, like, on a previous podcast, I was just thinking about, like, there's just certain things that happen. It's like, on a previous podcast, one guy just, like, stared me down. Like, that guy, the guy that was like, well, I'm the best looking guy in the parking lot.
Oh, the Plaid Pantry.
Yeah, Plaid Pantry. Like, some guy, like
That's
he was
so
like,
weird.
He was trying to, like, come on to one of these girls and, like, pretty much put down all the guys that were in the parking lot and looked at me, well, definitely him. Yeah, I'm better looking than him. And, like, and then, like, I was like, what do I do in a situation like this? And I was, like, trying to, like, calm down. And I, like, as I left, like, I just decided I was just going to, like, look over at him. Mm-hmm. And he looked back at me. He's like, what, you want to fucking go? And I was like,
Wow.
like, you're the problem.
Right.
You are
the
problem right now. like, I'm just a dude getting some iced tea. Like,
where do you want to fucking go?
Yeah.
And that's when the vigilante drives up and puts him in the car and takes him home.
Yeah.
It's just one of those... how did we get here from Stu?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
But
damn.
But
Stu. Yeah. Well, next time I come on, we'll have to talk about marijuana.
Oh
yeah.
I think that would be a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear you talk about it.
I'd love to talk about how I feel like the news and many production companies have brainwashed society into thinking that marijuana is not a medicine. I would love to talk about that with you guys, and I have a lot of very strong opinions about it, so beware.
I can for sure say on a note here that it helped me with some issues that I've had, more so than the antibiotics that were given to me from my doctor. So
yeah, it's amazing what can happen.
So it's anything. So.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of insane because there's a lot of people who do have the wrong opinion on it. And if I can help anybody, like if I can be on your podcast again sometime next month, I would love to talk about it. Maybe we could reach somebody who has cancer or somebody who has, some disease that they have not been able to find anything for, and their doctors are like, sorry. They might be able to get in connection with some dispensaries and the medical places to get their card so that they can get some help. Yeah, some real help. Actual curing instead of just treating the symptoms and making things worse.
I tried two edible cookies once, and I was just like staring off into space. Ben came in and he's like, Jeff, you're taking up the whole couch. That's my birthday. Move for the other company. Because I was laying on the couch and I was just like looking at the ceiling.
I have a theory that if we were to burn huge amounts of weed all over the place, this is just a funny thing, okay? That everybody would be stoned and nobody would be violent.
But that would not help global warming.
True. Well, it wouldn't help the people that are allergic to marijuana.
Yeah.
Anyways,
there are those.
But it is a good thought. It's a peaceful good thought. But we'll talk about, if you guys want to talk about it, I'd love to talk about the facts. And I'd also love to I'd bring my Bible with me so I could point out some actual scriptures in the Bible that talk about marijuana. And actually, I can show you where it says cannabis in the Bible.
It does,
wow.
Does it?
Yep. Spelled Cannbos and Cannbis. And then there's another way to spell it with Quann something. I can't remember how to spell it. But yeah. Wow. I did a bunch of research down to like...
Q-TIP?
It went back to like 480.
I spell it F-U-N.
No, it can be fun, but it can be, medically. So yeah, bring me on next month. That would be awesome.
Cool.
But being completely vague here,
Mm-hmm.
because you said you can't say much. You just came back from a nice little journey.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say, but I did work with some people from LA. Super awesome people.
Did you go to LA?
No, I actually went to out of town an hour and a half away, and they put me up in a hotel for 5 days and paid for all my meals and gave me a wage.
What kind of food did you get?
Pretty good food, actually. Just what was around town, you know.
Oh, they just gave you like
a
card?
per diem or something?
Yeah, no, they bought it for us. Like, they went and took our orders each day, and
That's awesome.
they were super nice, really, really nice. I can't even tell you how nice. It was like I was working with people from the Northwest. I was nervous because a lot of people had told me horror stories about, people from LA.
The California people.
But I don't like taking other people's opinions. I make my own judgments based on my experiences. So I left that at the door, but I also took the caution with me.
Yeah.
And, just to kind of feel things out. But at the end of the day, dude, when we were done, hugs everywhere. People, you know what I mean? As same as it was here, it was just really nice to see that. So gave me hope, man.
Lots of hope. Well, it looks like you are heading out. So this has been Jeff Crenshaw.
And Ben Eastman.
And Myra Wicks.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Set Go.
This is Heavy Set